Thank you, Mother, Father, God. Thank you, Archangels and Ascended Masters, for the perfect grace, perfect clarity, and perfect peace that is here for each of us and all of us right now. Thank you to the angelic realm, the elemental realm, our ancestors, spirit guides, animal guides, and guardian angels. We thank you for the wonderful peace, incredible love, and great harmony that is here for each of us and all of us right now. If we could just gently breathe in, and if we could notice the presence of Mother Earth with you right now, and if we could notice that Mother Earth, as she's presenting herself to me, is very vibrant, very nourished, very clear, and very welcoming. So if we could just breathe in, whether you see this, feel it, hear it, know it, sense it, if we could just breathe into you, sharing space with Mother Earth. And if we could just notice the handshake, the hug, the sharing, the acknowledgement between you and Mother Earth. And we'll just notice that good is here. And like a gathering, like a party, if we could notice Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Ariel, Archangel Raphael, all the angels we know by name, which might be a dozen or dozens, if we could just breathe into the angels' arrival and the angels' embrace of you and their embrace of all of you, every part of you. And with their presence, it's like someone showing up with flowers that instantly changes everything. If we could just breathe in to the instant change that is here for you right now, the instant change that is here that helps you in feeling embraced, feeling seen, feeling helped. And if we could notice the swirl of goodness that perhaps surrounds your head, that perhaps surrounds your body, if we could just breathe in to that swirl of goodness, and perhaps noticing it moving at the perfect rate for you, which might be really pleasant. And we'll just gently breathe in, and we'll let the swirl of goodness extract and move off of you and away from you tension, releasing tension from your jaw, and from your shoulders, and from your back. Letting any tension in your systems, like your digestive system, move away, and letting healing help happen right away. And we'll just gently breathe in, and we'll let all that happen. And we'll let that swirl of goodness promote and provide perfect healing for you right now. Healing in every single system, your immune system, your nervous system, your structural system, your system of emotions, your system of thoughts and cognition. We'll just breathe into that swirl of goodness, helping with everything, helping with sleep, helping with overwhelm. And we'll just notice the friendliness. This may seem evident. We'll just notice the friendliness of the angels and that they are here to help. That the human thought, the human or egoic thought might be, once you just, and we'll notice the angels doing the opposite, which is, you are loved, let us help you. And we'll just breathe in to being loved and being helped. And if it's a project, if it's papers, if it's emotion, if it's overwhelm, if it's world events, if we can notice the angels placing their hands on all those things and allowing a wonderful experience of change and peace. And they're quoting a Billie Holiday song, Hush Now, Don't Explain. If we could just breathe into the absence of having to explain yourself. And we'll just gently breathe into the goodness that is here and the help that is here. That you are understood as you are right now. And in our conscious or unconscious effort to contextualize our times, to understand our times, we'll very simply notice that energy and that effort. And we'll just gently hand that over to Archangel Ariel and Archangel Gabriel. And we'll just have a very broad context for our time, which is this is the moment where we shift into peace. And that's a challenge for a lot of people. Hence all the obedience. And we'll just notice that in doing this right now, in the gathering that is happening right now, that you are seen, heard, and honored. And your power is seen, heard, and honored. And it's okay for you to be powerful. It's okay for you to have a preference. It's okay for you to have a say in your life. It's okay to be heard. It's okay to be helped. So we'll just gently breathe into all this goodness and all this grace. And we'll just gently breathe in. Wonderful. This is what they just did here, which is they went to the next thing. If we could just trust that everything we're just establishing, it's already done. But if we could just breathe in, we'll just go back a step. If we could just breathe in to anything that you are trying to figure out or need a context for, if we could just breathe in to the context of change and you being met right where you are right now, right where you're sitting, be that on a chair or the sofa or the bed you're lying on, if we could just breathe in to where you are and you being understood and seen and heard right now. And if we could just breathe in to the absence of having to explain or figure anything out and not even having to track the changes that happen. And if we could just breathe into peace and harmony and cohesion and grace. And we'll notice all this good and all this grace and all this peace. And if we could notice two things, if we could notice the presence, and this is their title, the presence with you of the great thinkers, and this will be the minds that you really admire, creative minds, wise minds, writers, filmmakers, performers, painters, sculptors, poets, novelists, philosophers, songwriters. If we could just notice those folks, and we'll just gently breathe in performers. We'll just breathe into the presence of those folks, be it Einstein or Sappho or David Bowie. And we'll just gently breathe in, and we'll notice their presence and your affinity for them, the relationship that you already have with them. And if we could just breathe in and notice what it's like for you to be part of a team, to have these connections that are already very meaningful for you. And we'll just gently breathe in and we'll notice their presence. And we'll notice with depth that you are understood, that you don't need to explain yourself, you don't need to justify anything, that you are understood and you are treasured right now and just as you are right now. So we'll just gently breathe in. And if we could notice comfort, and in the angel's wording, the comfort, if we could notice the comfort being presented to you like a pillow and perhaps around your solar plexus. And if we could just notice receiving the comfort. And if we could notice, like a play, if we can notice the lighting shifting so it's more focused, that we're going to kind of release, not kind of, we're going to release the bigness of life. What about this? What about that? And we're right to go, what about this? What about that? Well, in this moment, we'll very simply allow the focus to go to you and the comfort and the providers of comfort, which in this moment, this will be everyone's individual experience. Might be one guide, might be a handful, might be a lot. And if we could just breathe into the providers of comfort and letting them help you. So we'll just gently breathe into that. Wonderful. We'll just breathe in and we'll let the provision of comfort continue. Comfort being provided for you. And we'll just gently breathe into that. And if we could just gently notice what the raccoon brings you, perhaps its presence, perhaps a present. If we could just notice the raccoon and the gift. And if we could notice the energy of calm, the word calm being in every single cell in your body, like a beautiful infusion of calm, a saturation of calm. So we'll notice the trillions of cells in your body having this fresh infusion of calm, the activation of your knowledge of calm, your experience of calm, and allowing calm and cohesion and peace to be present right now. Wonderful. So we'll just gently breathe in. And if we could notice once again, a bit like it's already done, but if we could just notice nurturing guides going to every single part of you, your younger selves, teenage selves, your current self, and different aspects of you, defiant self, critical self, compliant self. We'll just breathe and we'll just notice help happening, and that help being incredibly effective. And we'll just notice, this might be a conscious thought, unconscious thought, or both, that there's no part of you that is wrong or bad, that we are always doing our best. And it's okay for us to learn, it's okay for us to heal, and it's okay for things to change. So we'll just gently breathe into all that. And if anything needs cleaning, let's let the angels, goddesses, and guides clean it for you. That there's no effort, that this is a time for calm and relaxation. This is time to settle. This is a time for cohesion and the help that has already happened, is happening, and will happen, which is tremendous help. The infusion of calm into every single cell, the inclusion of spaciousness, wonderful good, incredible love. We'll just gently breathe into all that. So we'll just gently breathe into all this good. And we'll just breathe in to all this help and just notice anything it feels like an impasse or a gulf. If we can notice that being bridged and healed and resolved, something that the angels have said for years is that everything we need is already on the planet. And that includes you. That includes us. That includes sensitive spiritual people gathering to infuse calm, to be helped, to receive calm, and to let our view be refreshed, and to let our experience be helped and enhanced. And in this space, we'll just recognize that incredible good is available. And that we could speak peacefully and intend peacefully. So we'll say a few things out loud. We'll start with an individualization activation, which is saying our own names out loud. I am Mark. I'm not anybody else. I am Mark. My energy is my own. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for clearing my energy and my environments. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for individualizing my energy. Thank you, Archangel Michael, for surrounding me with 10,000 feet of unconditional love. I choose to live on a peaceful planet. I'm so grateful to have all my needs met and exceeded. I embrace generosity. I am so grateful for everyone on the planet having their needs met and exceeded. Including animals and birds. I celebrate my freedom. I celebrate a world where everyone expresses themselves positively. I embrace incredible good everywhere. I celebrate my life. Wonderful. So we'll just gently breathe into all that. And let's notice, let's very simply notice you being heard. And if we could notice what it's like to know that you've been heard by Michael, by the providers of comfort, by the raccoon, by all the guides, the artists that you have a strong affinity for and thus have a relationship with. We'll notice all these things being solid and evident and felt. That William Blake has heard you, that Jane Austen has heard you, that Frida Kahlo has heard you, that Helma af Klint has heard you. That you were heard. So we'll just gently breathe into all this good and all this goodness. And incredible freedom is right here. Wonderful. So we'll just gently breathe in. And if we could notice the raccoon really with energy of fun, but also incredible love. If we could notice the raccoon placing its hand on your forehead, like a blessing, like an infusion, like an act of grace. And if we could notice the raccoon's confidence in the future of the world, that to the raccoon the world provides, and the world is plentiful. And we get to trust that the psychology of humanity gets to improve, and that our experience of calm right now helps everything, because we are dropping into a vision and experience that is immediate and that influences the future. We're dropping out of a collective angst. We recognize that there's a strong context for this time, and it's okay for us to be powerful and to witness that we have an immense amount of resources, an immense amount of help. That whales and giraffes and raccoons and dolphins and eagles and hummingbirds and deer and crows and turkeys and owls are helping. And they see us, woodpeckers too. So we'll just gently, and the crow and the blue jay, if we could just breathe into all this good, and recognize that we are not alone. We are loved, we are celebrated. And with tremendous peace and incredible love, we'll just gently breathe in all these beautiful artists who you have a deep connection with, to love works of art or songs or paintings or novels or poems, is to have a connection with that creator, that artist. So we'll just breathe into these connections. And we'll notice that, David Bowie's a really relaxed, loving guide, as is Helma af Klint, as is Sappho and William Blake, that in truth they created for us. So we'll notice the weight of love creating balance in the world, and the impermanence of fear, and that it's okay for love to have more room. So we'll just breathe into love having more room in our own lives right now. And with incredible calm, with incredible peace, and with wondrous love, we celebrate this moment. And with generous praise and wonderful peace, we say to all the guides who've come forward, thank you. To the raccoon and Archangel Michael and the artists and the providers of comfort, thank you. And we'll just gently breathe in, our cells infused with love, great good being here, a wonderful context, a wonderful sense of peace, and incredible love. And with great harmony, great flow, and great good, we thank the presence of Mother, Father, God, and all the archangels and ascended masters. We thank as well the angelic realm, the elemental realm, our ancestors, spirit guides, animal guides, and guardian angels. We celebrate tremendous peace, incredible love, and wonderful joy. We embrace that calm has been provided to us and for us. We embrace and acknowledge that we are participating in calm, and it's safe for us to be calm. And we release rigidity and fear, and we embrace love and flexibility. And with incredible love, incredible peace, and wonderful joy, we ask for this or something better right now in all directions of time. And so it is.